Hi everybody, my name is Markus Doeinghaus. I'm from our Utrecht software headquarter in the Netherlands. I'm here at Money 2020 in Vegas and I'm presenting our new product Vynamic Insights. Vynamic Insights is our first step towards the analytics space and big data and AI. We discuss with banks that they have a lot of data sitting in their data centers about customers, about their transactions. But with all fairness, banks are not using that data, not enough, or eventually not efficient enough. So we would like to have this data combined with the data that we as Diebold Nixdorf have in terms of branch processing, ATM processing, combine all this data to give our customers a business insight of what is going on in their network, what is going on about their customers. This will help them down the road to improve their customer experience, and also can help them transforming their environment into a digital branch, into a digital environment. So Vynamic Insights is all about combining data, bringing it to a level where business people can see what is important for them. So they have a lot of reports today, but sometimes they miss on the important stuff. So what you see here is a dashboard that is kind of an early warning system. One example would be card captured. So if the whole network is up and running fine and all transactions are going well and the service organization fixes some problems, what sometimes business doesn't see is that, for example, there is an increase in card capture, which is really annoying for customers and is really dragging down the customer experience. So we would like to give them an overview about what is important for them to go on in the network. So we would like to illustrate an early warning system for them to take an actionable next step. So digging into some of these reports, one example is fleet congestion. So we would like to give them a better understanding of how busy their ATMs are and their branches, and we can combine all this data, and we have been able to do this in the past. What else we do now is we combine it with scores of different aspects. So one example is a VIP score. So if an ATM is very busy, it doesn't mean necessarily that you have to take action on it. What you really want to find out is what ATMs are really important for me. So the VIP score can combine local aspects, it can combine how much high value customers I have for this ATM. So combined with the VIP score, I can make a ruling now to say, I have a lot of ATMs that are highly congested, but I might focus on one specific ATM that is very important for me because it's in a strategic location and a lot of very important customers are using it. So then I can take action on this particular machine. Customer experience is something that every bank cares about. So another element of this is to improve how customers interact with the bank and how do they transact and initiate transactions. So what I see in this here is I can see how my customers start an interaction with, for example, an ATM by inserting card and moving all the way along through withdrawal. Some of the transactions today are already pre-staged and they use technologies like Bluetooth or NFC to skip a couple of steps here and go right away to the withdrawal. And also what banks can see here is some of these transactions cause an error, so I can basically backtrack and find the root cause of my issues. In combination now with this customer flow, I can differentiate what customer groups use this ATM and what types of behavior and what is special about customer groups. So for example, if I select the older generation here, then I see predominantly these guys are using the card to initiate the transaction. But if I go to Gen Z, for example, these guys are already using a lot of NFC and pre-stage to perform the transactions. Plus, I see per generation, per customer segment, how much time do they spend on each of those screens, so I can improve eventually my customer experience to say, maybe for one of my segments, my main menu, my customer flow is too complex, so I can optimize it by make it easier or eventually have different user flows per customer grouping. That comes back also to congestion. If I correlate now my earlier report with this one to say, maybe I have a very busy ATM to a specific time, maybe this data can help me to improve by changing the user flow in a specific time to be very easy or to use more pre-staged, so I skip a couple of steps here. This one is focused on branch transformation, so every bank now has the target to move over-the-counter transactions from the teller to self-service channels. And this is actually where we overcome another problem with the banks, that they have the ability to focus only and to look only on siloed data. We want to combine mobile, internet, ATM and branch data to make a holistic view of all the transactions that are going on. So by moving over-the-counter transactions to mobile, internet and ATM, they will save some cost and increase the customer satisfaction. What you see here is an overall scoring that maybe the bank is on track with their ability to move transactions over. But again, if I have now my customer segments here and I select, for example, the older boomers, then I see overall I might be doing good, but this customer segment is actually underperforming. And then I can dig into the details why that is. Is that because I have a new software rolled out? Is that because they want to have more face time with my tellers? But then I can tackle this consumer group specifically if I want so, and bring them over to self-service. The next one is addressing a topic that I told you a lot, that the bank has data from the customers and from the transactions that the customers do. We have a lot of insights into technology, into performing of transactions on self-service. Now we combine it even with third-party data. So we bought data from the FDIC that illustrates here the deposits that are being done in North America. So this data combined with all the other data and some logic behind, you can now measure the performance of a bank's branch network, and you can find out what is the biggest competition in the area of my branches where I have to look at. So you have more data to analyze what are my branches that are actually overperforming and what are my branches that are underperforming, and what is my direct competition of banks in the next area. So this data can give me more insights into what do I need to do to fight my competition, be it advertising, be it a change in portfolio, but I have now a solid base of making business decisions. So thank you for listening. That was Vynamic Insights. Happy to show you more, to invite you into one of our competence centers, and we can have a discussion how data can help you to optimize your business and your customer experience. See you next year at Money 2020.